Today, we will talk about the most charming, manipulative serial killer who killed over 50 women. Ted Bundy was one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. He is believed to have murdered over 30 women during the 1970s, although the exact number of his victims remains unknown. Default T. Bundy was known for his charming personality and good looks, which he used to lure his victims into a false sense of security. He would often approach women in public places, such as college campuses or libraries, and ask for their help with a task, such as carrying something heavy or loading his car. Once his victims were alone with him, Bundy would attack them, beating, raping, and strangling them to death. Bundy was born in Burlington, Vermont on November 24, 1946. He had a troubled childhood, and his early life is shrouded in mystery. Bundy's mother raised him as her illegitimate son, and he did not learn his true parentage until he was a teenager. Bundy's father was never a part of his life, and his mother moved frequently, making it difficult for him to form lasting relationships. Despite his troubled childhood, Bundy was a bright and intelligent student. He attended the University of Washington, where he studied psychology. Bundy was a popular student and was involved in several extracurricular activities. However, he also had a dark side. Bundy was a voyeur and necrophiliac, and he was known to engage in petty theft and vandalism. Bundy began his killing spree in 1974. His first known victim was Joni Lenz, a 19-year-old college student. Bundy lured Lenz into his car on the pretext of needing help carrying a load of books. He then drove her to a secluded area and beat her to death. Over the next 4 years, Bundy murdered dozens of women in 6 different states. He used a variety of methods to kill his victims, including strangulation, bludgeoning, and drowning. Bundy was also known to mutilate his victims' bodies. Bundy was finally arrested in 1975 after being pulled over by a police officer for driving a stolen car. The officer found Bundy's car to be filled with suspicious items, including a crowbar, handcuffs, and a ski mask. Bundy was also found to be wearing a fake cast on his arm. Bundy was convicted of kidnapping and sentenced to 15 years in prison. However, he escaped from prison in 1977 and fled to Colorado. Bundy continued his killing spree in Colorado, murdering at least 3 more women. Bundy was finally recaptured in 1978. He was convicted of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to death. Bundy was executed by electric chair on January 24th. 1989, Bundy's crimes shocked and horrified the nation. He was one of the first serial killers to receive widespread media attention, and his case helped to raise awareness of the issue of serial violence. Bundy's crimes also sparked a debate about the nature of evil and the causes of serial murder. There is no single explanation for why Bundy became a serial killer. Some experts believe that he was born with a predisposition to violence, while others believe that his early childhood experiences played a role. Bundy himself claimed that he was driven to kill by a force beyond his control. Whatever the reasons for his crimes, Bundy was a dangerous and sadistic predator. His crimes left a trail of death and destruction in their wake. Bundy's case is a reminder of the evil that can exist in the world, and it is a cautionary tale about the dangers of strangers. Here is a more in-depth look at Bundy's crimes and his psychology. Bundy's victims were typically young women, ranging in age from 12 to 30 years old. He often targeted women with long, dark hair and who were parted in the middle. Bundy's victims were also typically college students or women who worked in professional fields. Bundy would often approach his victims in public places, such as college campuses or libraries. He would often pose as a police officer or another authority figure. Bundy would then ask his victims for their help with a task, such as carrying something heavy or loading his car. Once his victims were alone with him, Bundy would attack them, beating, raping, and strangling them to death. Bundy was known for his meticulous planning and execution of his crimes. He would often take the time to research his victims and their habits. He would also often return to the scene of the crime to reenact his crimes or to move the bodies of his victims. Bundy was also known for his necrophilia. He would often sexually assault his victims after they were dead. Bundy also kept trophies from his victims, such as their jewelry or clothing. Bundy was a complex and contradictory figure. He was intelligent, charming, and good-looking, but also a sadistic and depraved killer. This was the video, guys. If you are loving these serial episodes, please do subscribe and hit the like button. We will meet soon.